I would say pretty big difference, to be honest. I think you're sort of England, Wales, Scotland, France, maybe a bit of South Africa.
この引退の真相というか、なぜ引退を今決めたのかっていうのを教えていただけたら。皆さんこんにちは、藤田慶和です。今日はイングランド代表で活躍をして、今埼玉ワイルドナイツでチームメイトで一緒に戦っているジョージ・クルーズ選手に来ていただきました。今日はよろしくお願いします。
お願いします。こんばんは。
今日は、ジョージの人生だったりとかラグビーのことについていろいろ聞いていきたいので、いろいろ赤裸々に話してもらえると助かります。お願いします。
お願いします。
まず日本のラグビーとイングランドのラグビーの違いであったりとか、ここが良かったりっていうのを少し教えてもらえたら嬉しいです。
I would say pretty big difference, to be honest. I think you're sort of England, Wales, Scotland, France, maybe a bit of South Africa. Those sort of teams, a lot more set piece driven. So your scrums, your mauls, your lineouts are a larger part of the game. I'd say slower, more tactical in terms of territory and sort of like you'd have to grind a lot of wins out. Here, there's a lot more ball in play. I'd say funner to play. Lots of passing, lots of tries. But yeah, it's just a slightly different take on the game, and one I've really enjoyed playing in both.
イングランド代表のことについて少し聞きたいんですけど、今イングランドの監督がエディ・ジョーンズ監督で、僕もコーチングを受けたことがあって、日本ではすごくハードワークをしてちょっと怖い監督だったんですけど、イングランドではどんなトレーニングをしてどんな監督なのかっていうのを教えてもらいたいです。
Yeah, look, he's a coach with a lot of respect, especially from players. They definitely respect him. He is the hardest working coach I've ever seen. You know, he is up at 4 every morning, sending you texts around mistakes you might have done in training or so. And I think for me, the biggest thing that is most impressive, he does want to continue to learn, and he'll learn off other coaches. And so when we first started in say 2016 or whenever it was quite heavy training. But I think he really changed his mindset to hard training but shorter training, and throughohout that period I saw a load of different coaching tactics and coaching sort of sessions, and leading up into the World Cup, like we would have very, very short sessions, but they would be very detailed and sort of high intensity. So yeah, he's definitely changed, I'd say, from what I've heard previously, but that's a sign of a decent coach that they're playing their program and keep on looking for improvements.
はい。でも根本は
He's a scary man, that's for sure. Especially for someone so small, he is a very scary man.
僕もここだけの話で結構怒られたことがあるんですけど、ジョージも結構怒られた経験ありますか？
Nah, look, he was always pretty straight with me. We had a lot of open conversations, pretty open and blunt ones. But I expressed early doors that I'd like things to be as blunt as possible. And yeah, he's from my point of view, he's been a really good coach to me, and one which if I've ever got stick off him, or if I've ever got stick off him, then I've probably deserved it. So from my point of view, I rate how he goes about his work.
確かに僕も一緒です。Same. Same things.
Yeah.
Okay. じゃあ次はジョージの今までのキャリアの中で一緒に戦ってきた選手の中で一番この選手は素晴らしかったっていう選手と、あと一番思い出に残ってる試合を一つ教えてほしいなと思います。
Best player, I'd say probably Mauro Itoje, just because he's phenomenally good at what he does. So he's very good, but the consistency of what he does, so he rarely has like a bad game. He's always a 7 or 8 plus, which is actually incredible when you think about how consistent his standards are. So yeah, and he's a solid, well-rounded player on and off the field as well. So yeah, I'd say best player him. Most, do you want to take that? Most memorable game, that one probably we had a final against Leinster in the European Cup final. I think in 2019, we were down, and Leinster pretty much is the Ireland team. They have the vast majority of the Ireland players, and at that point we had at Saracens had a good amount of the England team, so it was a pretty it was a fixture packed full of internationals, and we went sort of 10-0 down in the first half. We had a few people sin-binned as well, but then got a really good reaction off the second half, and kind of put in a performance which was one I definitely won't forget. It was a proper team performance in the second half, and enjoyable. A pretty solid night out after as well.
今回、ツイッターで引退を表明しましたけど、この引退の真相というか、なぜ引退を今決めたのかっていうのを喋れる範囲でいいんで教えていただけたらなと思います。
So, I'm very happy with my career to date. There's still unfinished business with the next 2 months or so, which I'm fully committed to and looking forward to hopefully winning another trophy. But I think for me, when I weigh up a lot of things, I have a high passion off field with a business called Forth, which is a supplement and wellness business in the UK. And we're at a point where we started that 3 years ago, and we're at a point where it's like a very interesting proposition. We're in some pharmacies, we're in some retail, and we've got some really good opportunities. And for me, it's something which I've found myself being kind of dragged out of rugby by something that we've created off field, which is ultimately I think what every athlete should be doing. It's more that I've got an unbelievable opportunity off field, and I still want to continue with rugby, but I wouldn't be able to give it my absolute all. So I've taken the hard decision to retire at the end of the season and carry on with something which I also have incredible passion for.
なんかアスリートの先輩として勉強になるなと思うわ、普通に。
Thank you.
次の質問で、日本のファンの方々に多分、日本のワールドカップで多分ジョージのことをたくさん知ってもらえたと思うんですけど、日本のワールドカップのおもてなしとかってどんな感じでしたか？
I thought the Rugby World Cup was unbelievable. I think the Japanese did such a good job of making it a really special event, and I was really excited to see the Olympics and how they would do that as well. But obviously coronavirus kind of messed that up a bit. But yeah, they nailed it. Very welcoming. They put on a huge show, and I really enjoyed my time here. And it was a large factor of where I end up decided to go to next. So yeah, it was very exciting, and something I think they completely nailed.
じゃあちょっと真面目な質問は最後で、イングランド代表を経て埼玉ワイルドナイツに加入して2年目でプレーしてるわけなんですけど、ジョージにとって埼玉ワイルドナイツとはどういうチームですか？
I'm blown away by how professional, how good the players are, how well structured it is, but also how well Panasonic as a team, as a company, look after the players on and off the field. For me, it's a sign of a very good club when they care about you as a person and what they do, and how they treat you off field, whether it's helping you pursue your business interests or whether it's looking after family and so on. So from my point of view, it's been brilliant. And like I said, we've got 2 more months to end my career on a high, but also to get some good more wins under the belt.
頑張りましょう、一緒に。じゃあ最後、軽い質問を、2つか3つで終わります。まず、日本に来て一番驚いたことは何ですか？
I found the fact that I've come from a country where in winter it rains all day, every day for 4 months. When I came over here for the whole of the winter period, it rained once. It's cold, but it rained once. So that's something that was pretty surprising. I didn't realize that was going to happen. But I think just the whole thing. Like for me, I've grown up in North London and South. Well, I've grown up in London, so I've been quite sheltered in terms of seeing other people's cultures, seeing how other people operate. And I've been at a club at Saracens for 12 or 13 years. So for me to go to a different experience, that was the eye-opening thing, really. Just a lot was different, and a lot was different in a good way as well. So it's been quite exciting, been on that adventure. I realise not everyone gets the opportunity to do this, especially at such a great club as well. So I'm very grateful for that.
次に日本食で好きな食べ物、嫌いな食べ物。
Favorite food, sushi. Definitely, it's unbelievable. It's very clean, very clear cut. It is very lovely. And worst thing, probably as a team, like initiation, you get given natto. On your first day, and they kind of like whip it up for you, and you're sat there, and you got a lot of people looking at you, and it didn't fail to disappoint. It was not my best flavor. So I'd put natto out there.
そういうことね。で、最後に趣味、ホビーは何ですか？これちょっと俺も知りたい。全然知らんから。
So back home I have a dog, so I like taking him out for a walk. That's a good way to clear the head. I like fishing. Again, probably something I haven't been able to have the opportunity to do over here. But I think my biggest passion would be food. And in Japan there is heaps and heaps of good restaurants. So I'm just trying to slowly tick some off. But you're unbelievably blessed as a culture that has so much good food. So yeah, I've been trying to make the most of that.
OK、ありがとうございます。じゃあ最後に今シーズンの意気込みとファンに一言お願いします。
So the rest of the season, I'm really excited about it. I think, like I said at the beginning, we've got a team which is starting to come together off the back of Corona, and yeah, it's looking really exciting. We're starting to play some really good rugby. And then just to the fans, thank you again for all your support this year, but also last year. You've made us feel incredibly welcome as a foreigner, and yeah, you've been absolutely brilliant. So we're looking forward to hopefully repaying you with a few more wins and hopefully a trophy. But please continue to support, and thank you very much.
ジョージ、今日はありがとうございました。一緒に優勝できるように頑張りましょう。
行きましょう。
イェイ。ありがとう、ジョージ。
ありがとう。ありがとう。
Love